Hey guys, I know it's been a long time since our last video, but I just wanted to review my Spring Bonnie custom action figure. I put it in this box and did like a lot of work on it because I thought it was cool for like when I opened it. And when I open it, you will see it is a very tied up, overdone thing to get it out. So I'm gonna open it up. Taking off that wrap with me. When I do end up just popping it out like this. This is what it looks like inside the box, and it does look very crazy. Now, let me just untape this. So I'm gonna get this out and then show you the articulation, some poses, the accessories I added, and then just overall how I made it, if you would like to know. Yeah. So getting everything out, this is what it looks like. We got the Spring Bonnie action figure, which I actually really like. It looks like not as accurate to the games and the movies, but I would like to think of it as like a combination of the games and movies. Like the movies, like thick, more realistic design for the suit, but then like the games, like I don't know how to say it, like the face, I guess, just like the overall look. Because it's kind of different from the movie with like the texture and stuff. I mean, it has everything pretty much. The bow tie, the buttons. I added some blood because it's kind of like after spring look, but also before. I don't know. I thought it looked cool. Then there's the pants under that I added. And all the red. Then the white shirt. And then some bloody face under it, and then of course the mouth, like the overall face, the sculpt of the ears. Just I think it really looks good, especially like the white on the arms and how the hands have like that new design that I made myself. Kind of added my own twist to it with like the paws inside it, and yeah, I just really like it. Accessories, I have this blood effect part 1, and then I have part 2. Then I have the bottom of a Lego lightsaber, and then a Lego blade that I found these 2 Lego pieces inside of like a cabinet full of junk Lego pieces, and I ended up making a knife. It does fit in the hand, and then the blood effects go on it. I'll show you that in 1 second. So what it looks like, basically, I made a hole in 2 of both of them. It stabs through the first one, and then you just add the top one to like make it look more natural, I guess. It's more like a slash blood effect where it'd be like, on like maybe for like a kid or something. It'd be cool for some poses, and like maybe if I made a diorama and like put it as like him slashing a kid in the pizzeria. I don't know, it just looked cool to me. Getting back to the figure, I'm going to show some of the articulation and what it does. So let's do it. Over this much, which I think is pretty good. The reason it does bend so much is because I modified the original figure before it was a Spring Bonnie figure. The leg was broken, but I ended up popping the joint back in, and I was like, I don't really need this. So I kind of just like cut like a slit on the front, which you can't see here, and the back, which you actually can see, giving it more articulation. I also did that for the head, but I'm not going to push it too far now that I had the ears and stuff. But yeah, it goes this far forward. Now the arms go this much up, which I think is actually a pretty good amount if you want to do some dynamic poses with the arms up and stuff. And they in this much, which I think is, again, really good. I didn't add articulation on the arms at all. It was just the figure was always like that, which I think is pretty cool. And if you could see inside there, I added some paint too, because the original figure was black and green. So I think this is pretty cool. Next up for the leg, he kicks up this high, which I don't think is bad at all, because like the only reason you'd be really using the legs is to bend it down into like a bending pose, because I don't think he's ever kicking. I mean, that's probably what would set off the spring lock in the first reason, so it's not terrible, actually, for, you know, Springtrap figure, but originally, the original figure, I don't know if that's great, but I like it. It bends back very far. This is pretty nice. Of course, the paint is revealed there, which I might end up doing later to like make it seamless yellow or like add white there for like the pants and stuff. But that's really good range. Now for the toe pivot and down this far, but there was a problem with like the actual toe hinge. It used to bend, but after I put on the spray, it kind of won't bend anymore. I think it's stuck and like I'd have to jam it through like the paint to make it do it again. But I'll show you right here. Never mind, actually, it seems like I was able to force it, but it was really hard to do. So I'm not probably going to be bending the knees, or not the knees, the ankles. No, not the ankles, the toes much, because it's pretty hard to do that. But it actually works well, so that's good. So if you're wondering, this goes into kind of like that. So it could go like that, and it could go like that, which is pretty cool. For the head, the articulation was actually pretty good before I added the sculpt. I'm not going to push it too hard because I don't want to break it, but it goes up this far now. It's actually not that bad, even with the stuff, or with the ears, but I just want to be careful because I had to redo the whole figure basically a couple of weeks ago when I put on the face originally, because it was really hard to fit on, and then the ears fell off and like the paint got all blue because my fingers were dirty and it was a whole mess. So I'm not going to push it far, but it's pretty good. Now to side it goes like that. Isn't terrible, it's okay. Other side, you know, and then down it goes as far. And seat great, but when you actually put it down, you really notice how far it went. So as long as you bend the like ab crunch down low, it will look like you went down. So don't mind that much with that. So that's okay, I guess. The articulation segment is done. I just want to show you like all the details and like how I made it. I'm pretty proud of it. I think it looks really good. It's my first good, also finished custom. I have like 4 customs in the work right now. I have a Toji custom. I have a UG Season 3 for Jujutsu Kaisen with the Culling Games arc fit custom, and I have an Attack on Titan Kid Eren figure, which has literally been in the works for like 2 months, I think. I don't know, a long time. I've been holding all those off for a while, but I just want to show you what it looks like overall, this figure. Well, originally this was a Halo figure. I think it's 1/7 scale, so it's pretty big, but I think it looks cool because, like, you know, it's an animatronic. They're going to be tall. I want it to look like evil, kind of, like not normal, a tall figure. So I used clay for the whole sculpt on the head. It was just a little Halo figure, and I had a Dremel, some paint and some clay and sanding paper, which went really far because, you know, I dremeled the whole thing like crazy. I made a hole right there, and then I made a hole on the back, which you could kind of see, but they're not too bad. I ended up fixing it pretty well, actually. This little cut's not from the hole. I just added it for some detail. I don't know why I did that, but I like it. I just put some clay there, and then I used the Dremel, and it really helped, and then sanded it, and then it was like basically part of the figure mold then. So yeah, for the face, I Dremeled it like crazy, sanded it down because all the gummy plastic, which was probably really bad for me because I did not wear a mask or gloves at all. And then I got it over my eyes, but it's okay because I'm not really hurting right now, but I don't know if I should have done that. After that, I molded it up with some clay. This is probably the 3rd time I molded it from so many times it's broken, but after I sealed it, it's not going to break anymore. It's pretty strong. And even if it does, I bought Gorilla Glue or I didn't buy it. I got it in like my stocking for Christmas, and it's so strong. I was trying it on like some customs earlier, which you'll see when I post them on shorts, but like it actually held them together so much. So if in like 10 seconds, so if the like ears fall off, I could just do that, wait 10 seconds, and hopefully it'll be back to normal. So I added some mouth stuff. It doesn't look that blue, but in person at the very top right below the teeth, it's pretty blue. I'm gonna do a lot of touching up because, like, you know, you can see that's dirty. Overall, it's a dirty figure, but I like it. It's cool. It's pretty strong now. The teeth I sculpted, and everything on this face is clay. Everything. Is there even any like of the whole thing is covered in clay. I sanded it down like crazy. I molded it 3 times. I painted it. The eyes were a giant mess earlier. That nose was so annoying my hands were so shaky when I was doing it. I messed up like 1,000 times last night when I was finishing it up. But, besides that, let's go to the body. Again, clay for this, like, little bow tie. On the first short where I was making him, it wasn't clay, and then I ended up noticing, like, this looks pretty cheap, I don't like that. I want it to have some depth, so I added clay, molded it in. Also took many times to fix up, and it gets dirty once in a while, so I have to repaint it. It's a giant mess, but I am proud of it, and it looks really good now. I think I got a really good color for the purple. I changed the purple multiple times too. First it was like bluish purple, then it was like dark purple, reddish purple, and I think this is the in-between. It's perfect, in my opinion. Again, just paint a Sharpie originally, but then it ended up being pen because I had to repaint it so many times and I lost the Sharpie. Arms, I added white on the joints. Of course, it's going to start fading because, like, when you bend it, it will go away, but it's okay. I'll fix it up every once in a while. These hands, I didn't even need to do anything to them. I knew it was the perfect custom when they came with a pointing hand and then an open hand, because I immediately thought knife behind his back and then, like, come over here hand, which would look really cool. So all I had to do is just paint the paws on the inside, do some lines on it after it dried, and that's pretty much all. Back is just yellow with some details after it dried. Same thing, except on the back. This is where I start to like it. The lower half, the legs. Okay, one second, let me move this. Is gonna look weird. Okay, well, the pants were really annoying at first, or at least on the front they were pretty easy, but the back, I never really got them too good, but you can't see them unless you, like, curl it back, so it's okay. I love the blood. Originally, I kind of hated it, but after it dried and I had some, like, purplish and, like, black and then, like, use pen, I think it really looks good now. It's gory, but, I mean, it looks kind of like his skin, his flesh all over him. On each side, since the Halo figure, it had, like, these little things, like, I never play Halo, so my brother gave this to me a while ago, and it broke, and then I said, I'm going to make this a spring Bonnie. It was a whole long thing, but there was, like, these, like, weird square things on his sides that you could take off. I don't know what that is. You could tell me in the comments if you want to explain. I don't know. And so I just took them off and was like, this is a good place to add some, like, gore. Back of the legs is, like, pants. Front, same thing. Feet were really annoying earlier, but I ended up figuring it out, and I like how they turned out. Bottom, they look really weird, but no one's going to see those unless I do something weird. I mean, I'm not putting this on Feet Finder, so yeah. Overall, I really like how it looks, and just, yeah, I really like it. Now I'm going to show you some poses, and that'll pretty much be it. This isn't really a pose, but this is what he looks like with the knife. I think it looks really cool when he's just standing there. I made a short earlier if you want to check it out, but it's like he's standing down the hall. And then there's like the little minion, which I used as a kid, and it looks really cool. I thought it just looks really scary, in my opinion. I don't know. So I like this. Now I'm going to show you some knife poses, some tricking poses. Maybe I'll add a minion in there too. Probably going to be either my favorite or one of my favorite poses. This is like the knife behind the back. What I was talking about earlier with like how I thought the hands were perfect. Like, come here, knife behind the back. And then I just love, like, looking at it from the front and then just turning to the back and has the knife, like, right next to his ass. I think it looks really cool. I don't know. I like it. Now I'm going to show you a couple more poses. Knife up, ready to kill when they're not looking away pose. Another cool one, and I figured after I bent the toe joint, it's actually really easy to bend it now, so problem solved. I'm going to use it a lot more now. But, like, his hand's up, and he's like, I'm going to kill you. I think this is really cool, too. And, yeah, this may be my actual favorite pose. I keep saying that, but this one's really cool. This is, like, when he shushes them, and then he has, like, the knife next to him, and he's, again, about to strike because he's a serial killer. And this is really cool, in my opinion. Like, a pose I use with, like, this weird little thing I made, like, 6 months ago, probably. Out of like clay that dried a long time ago, but it's like him like after they're dead, like examining their body, which I think is again pretty cool. It's a pretty creepy like killing pose. stabbed through the neck. I just made a little hole and like added some blood. And he's just staring at the camera, which I think is pretty cool. Step is like a laughing pose after he kills them, which I think is pretty cool. I mostly think about it like at the end of FNAF 3 where he's laughing and then like he falls and gets spring locked, which I did in my short earlier if you want to check that out. But this is a really cool pose too. This is him like slashing the kid and then like the blood smearing all over with the added part. I think this is really cool in my opinion. And he's like slowly walking towards. I don't know. I just really like this pose. Yeah. Spring lock pose number 1 where like it starts his face and he's like trying to take off his mask. And this is also a cool pose. I'm gonna do like 4 spring lock poses right now. Spring lock pose number 2 where it's like grabbing onto his leg when it starts to bleed out. And now it's reached his head, his legs, and he's like bending down and his bones are breaking. This is again a really cool pose. Spring lock pose number 3, his arms are broken, his legs are broken, his head is like hanging down, and now it goes to his like lower rib cage area. Yeah. And this is the final spring lock pose and just in general pose I'm gonna do on this video today. This is when, you know, everything's broken. He's just fallen here to rot for the next 30 years with what I call all the kids' spirits making him stay alive, even as just like this weird little dude thingy I made. So, yeah. And that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed the video. I really like this figure. I hope you like this figure too. And have a good new year. You know, the new year is going to happen in a couple days. And I'm really excited for the new customs I'm going to be finishing next year. And this is going to probably be my last video of the year. And one of my last shorts of the year. I posted a lot of shorts, so I might make a couple more. But yeah, have a good day. That's it. Bye.